Hey guys, so we are back for a fairly large data download we got here over on Legends.
Fairly?
If you guys weren't aware, this is part 2 to, I guess, like a collab breakdown thing, which we did last year. Actually, this is an annual event. It's quite the collaboration. It's with D-Free. Part 1 is over on his channel, so I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. We went over the first 6 characters there, and then this video will be going over the rest of the 6 characters that we did not talk about in that video. So just a disclaimer before we jump into anything here, this is like a preliminary download. These characters are not actually technically in the game yet, and they're not accessible yet. So we don't have the full information for all of them yet. So we're going to sort of be detectives and, you know, trying to piece together what we can based off of what we see here on the website.
Inspected.
Yeah. Shout out to Renzi for being able to provide us with all this stuff, because we would be blind without this.
Yes.
So
I'm super hyped about this, though. This is still really cool.
Yeah. So basically what we did in the part 1 stuff was we went over all the future stuff. So like Vegeta Blue, Rage Trunks, and the Fusions of Masu. In this one, we're going to be focusing on the GT stuff because that's sort of what the theme is. It's GT versus Super, right? So I think it's a pretty good way to split it up here. But we're going to start things off with Omega Shenron. He is red. We sort of knew a lot of this stuff already from the video prior, but I think it's just better to see it this way because this is how we're used to seeing things displayed. Just based off of the stats, like it said in the video that he was going to be a balanced attacker. So it's going to be like strike and blast, I guess. Pretty good stats. Defenses are a little bit low. I don't really know what else to say about that. It's whatever. Just a standard strike and blast. Again, you can't see the uniques or you can't see the main ability. And the Z ability is like in a foreign language, so we're gonna have to try and figure out what's going on here.
That's strike attack.
Yeah.
I got used to reading that.
Yeah, I think attack parameter strike means strike attack, obviously.
Yeah, strike rate. Yeah, that's strike attack.
Yeah, so he's giving 90% strike to GT at 2-star. 3-star is giving it to regen. So it's just straight up strike attack, huh?
Yeah, strike attack to regen and GT.
And GT at 3-star. Yeah, and then at 6, he's picking up defense,
Double
strike
buff.
defense. Yeah,
He picks up defense for strike defense for the tags as well.
Yeah.
See, this is where it gets a little wonky because in this batch of characters, they do stuff like, oh, this specific tag gets this specific boost, which you'll see, I think, with the next one. Or am I thinking about the other character?
Oh, the other character, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the other character. Okay. So I'm assuming that this is still all just regen and GT for the record. Which, by the way, regen, stop.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys want to go all the way from 6 stars to 14 stars, he will get an additional 2%. Very worth it.
No boy.
He does hold a destroy, strike, and blast, which is like never been good, I don't think. So I don't know why they keep printing that, but that's what it is.
Can be somewhat disruptive, I guess. The thing about him is that they were saying that he is going to inflict a lot of ailments and stuff like that. So I'm guessing he's going to have uniques that do that.
I was
expecting he'd have like a card like Bleed or whatever.
That's something they would do just to make regen even more annoying.
Yeah.
It's like Kid Buu just paralyzing you every strike card.
Oh my god. At least they're both red.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this guy, though, we sort of talked about this a little bit earlier in my other video, was that he actually has the Fusion Warrior tag.
Fusion Warrior comes out of nowhere. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, and
I expected Absorption. I didn't expect Fusion Warrior.
Yeah, and that's the big thing I was thinking about. Like, why would they give him Fusion if they gave him Absorption? Like, isn't that like sort of contradictory? Like, first of all, if this guy has Absorption, then why isn't Buhan or like any of the? Well, I guess it would only be relevant to Buhan right now. But like, why wouldn't Buhan be on this team? He should be on Fusion Warriors.
The Absorption tag, they all, I guess, have a case to be on Fusion, I guess, right?
Yeah, because technically Omega, all he does is he absorbs the Dragon Balls, the Black Star Dragon Balls, and then he becomes Omega Shenron because he has the powers of all the Shadow Dragons. Isn't that exactly what Buhan does? He absorbs all the, he absorbs like all the Z fighters, and he absorbs Ultimate Gohan, he absorbs Gotenks, he absorbs Piccolo, and then like he uses their powers to become Buhan. Like, how is that any different than Omega Shenron?
I don't make the rules, Goresh. I don't make the rules, Goresh.
I think it's very inconsistent, but I mean, I am happy they gave him the tag anyway, because like this set of tags now is one of the most premium sets ever. Like we looked at Fusion Zamasu on your video, and he has a very similar array of tags. Yeah,
for the most part.
Regen is going to be this team's never going to be bad. We have to accept that now at this point.
Well, it's because they chose Regen to be the de facto villain tag, basically.
Yeah, and then they just made this other tag called Powerful Opponent, which is even more oppressive than Regen. Oh, man. And then GT, after the celebration, definitely going to be one of the best teams. Absorption is whatever.
To see how. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go
I am interested to see how this dude interacts as a red with Vegeta, though. I'm actually really interested to see that.
Yeah, I think it mentioned in the video that his special move was going to be buffing ultimate skills,
which is what Vegeta's also really good at too.
Yeah,
with his main. So I'm like, I want to see how they interact.
And we know that Super Saiyan 4, the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which we'll talk about in a second,
is going to be green.
And he has an ultimate.
Yeah.
And he's on GT.
See, the thing is, I was like, dude, is there some world where you run red, red, green?
Yeah.
But I was like, but Baby 2 and SS4 Purple are too good for that, in my opinion.
Yeah. The thing with Super Baby 2 is I don't know how tanky the team's going to be, and he really wants to be ran alongside other tanky units just so that he can get more value out of his heal.
Yeah. But he fits so well with Goku Purple, though.
Yeah, he does.
And also decently well with Purple, with Green Goku.
I think it's going to be more so a decision based off of who you're fighting. It's going to be basically how Lineage is. Lineage has an option for every color, and you bring who is going to be you have to sort of predict what your enemy's going to be bringing, and then you base off who you're going to be bringing off of the counters to what their colors are. So I feel like GT might end up in a similar world to that, because you have at this point we're going to have 5 viable GT characters that are all fighters, not strictly bench buffers.
And see, I think also Sin Yellow could be in that discussion too if you really need him.
Yeah, because we don't have a yellow unit besides him on GT.
Sin is your yellow.
Yeah. So they have every color? I think they do.
They have every color represented.
So yeah, I mean,
not to mention they already had older GT units, so GT is sitting really nice.
Yeah.
And so the EX,
yeah, we'll talk about the X later. Fusion Warrior, we just talked about that. It's infinitely going to be an amazing tag. I mean, at this point, every single tag that's meta relevant, I feel like is never going to fall out of that, unless you're talking about androids or something, which is sort of fallen behind a little bit, but that's not relevant right now. Shadow Dragon, we'll talk about that later as well. Powerful Opponents. So Zamasu actually buffs Powerful Opponent. I think it's only 1 stat, and it's a 6-star or something.
Yeah.
But once we start seeing more units buff this tag, this is going to become one of the best teams, because
for sure.
Yeah, it has okay. Let me just open this.
It's got to show it.
I don't even have to talk about this.
This dumb cast of characters.
There's no comments necessary.
Look at this dumb list.
Jiren's clearly going to be buffing this, right? I don't know.
You have dudes that are so good, like LF Frieza, that can just kind of fit anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this grouping? You have all the regen units basically here. You got all the androids. You got all the lineage.
Can I point out this guy who can also fit on any team?
Any team, yeah. The cover team's what is this dumb stuff? I don't even want to look at this.
And Cell, who can also fit on any team.
Yeah, this is
pretty much.
Nuts, man.
I mean, hello? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that tag. They announced and they're like, "Here's the Powerful Opponent tag," which is every antagonist.
Yeah. Pretty much, almost all of them.
Yeah. So I mean, this is Omega. To be honest, this might sound a little bit weird, but he's probably the character I'm looking forward to the most, just because he can be ran on so many different teams. So
that's fair. Trunks is my one, though. Trunks is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. He's going to be the missing puzzle piece for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So that's Omega. Let's get rid of this for now. So now we're on to... Oh, wait. We already talked about them on your video. Super Saiyan 4. What is it? Super full power Saiyan 4 Son Goku or something? I think I got that right.
The funny thing is that, Dokkan calls it that, and then also it's even in the sub anime. So, that's a thing. That's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
I assume Hero calls it that too.
Okay, so that name is a like literal translation of what his name is. Yeah, it's like they didn't even try to rearrange the wording, which they should do. I mean, to make it sound more natural. That's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's horrible English.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's like you feed it word by word into a translating machine, and that's the order that would come out in. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, so it's never gonna change. I've seen people kind of being mad about that, but it is what it is. That's why it's meant to be that.
Yeah.
So.
Regardless, this guy is a range type, right? So.
Yes, I want to add in that they do this thing. You know, we talked about it a couple times, where they don't give us the best version of these characters. They do it all the time, and this guy's gonna get reprinted probably as an LF, just for the record. When they give his Dragon Fist, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, because we saw in the video that this guy was doing the like 10 times Kamehameha, the red version.
He does not have the Dragon Fist.
I think it was I was pretty sure that was his ultimate. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty sure that's his ultimate. That's a dead giveaway. That he's gonna get reprinted at some point.
I'm just comparing the stats. This guy has better defenses than Omega. He has better blast attack, worse strike attack, and worse health. But health doesn't really matter too much.
Nah, I don't think you really need to do that because we don't know they're kids.
Yeah, I know. I just like looking at this stat. I mean, this guy's a blast type too. I mean, this is a very high blast stat just for 6-star, like just off the bat.
214 is very high. His strike attack's not bad either.
Yeah, he's not going to be a bad offensive character for strike either. Like this is similar. This is similar to how the purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku is, because he's obviously more based around strike, but his blast is not bad.
Yeah, purple's a monster.
Yeah. Nothing special here. He holds 2 blasts, which is good, I guess. This guy might actually end up pairing up better with Super Baby 2 because of the fact that he's also a blast. He's a support unit, but he's more heavily based around blast, right, Baby?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, holding 2 blasts is fine. We talked about this in your part, but like, you don't want to have too many blasts because it hinders your ability to like start combos and get in there because of the longer animations.
Yeah, there's just too many issues with having too many blasts. It actually at a point it just makes tackle like almost invincible because you can't do anything.
Yeah, if you have too many blasts, then then you're so susceptible to tackle that you have to go to long range, and it's just like
you can't do anything.
It gives your enemy like in a handicap for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
what I will say though about him really quick.
Yeah.
Is you can look at his Z ability because my statement is for his Z ability. The meshing with the second Z ability with the double blast is going to be really interesting.
So he buffs
and
GT
also,
and
like,
Saiyan blast.
Yeah, Saiyan and GT, single stat 35%. He's like one of those higher stat but single. I think Saiyan's, he's immediately their best green. I know you're going to say this, but he's immediately their best green. But they also don't mind getting a blast-based unit per se because they have dudes here that can go either way in terms of the way that they function. So that's not so bad.
Yeah,
well, he's their best unless you want to run.
Well, people will. I'm just gonna say people are going to bring this guy up.
That's not even a competition.
Well, no, okay, yeah, this is what I was gonna say because people
don't even know what the new Goku does, and it's not even a competition.
People like defending this character, and I'm not gonna say he's bad because he's not bad. It's just Kefla is infinitely better. This Vegeta is infinitely better.
Same with Vegeta. Like it's not even a knock on the Goku.
Yeah,
he just doesn't compare to these other units on this row.
The only reason I would say this guy is more useful than this guy is if you were just going to use him as a bencher, right?
Yep, double D.
Yeah. So I mean, you would just never bring him. That's just the problem. So yeah, I forced
myself to bring him last meta because of the Goku Day missions. Well, last season or whatever. I don't know. He takes too long to set up.
Think about how many good Saiyan. Think about how many green Saiyan benchers there are. There's this guy. There's Raditz, who's actually really good.
Actually nuts.
Yeah. And then now this guy. I mean, this guy's going to be more of just like you want to use him, right? He's not going to be.
The thing about him, from the video, they talked about him having sustainability.
Yeah.
Saiyans needed that.
Yep.
They don't have the best sustainability.
Yeah. They also talked about him having. I think they said he had a lot of like defense, right?
Yeah, and like healing. Like these are things that Saiyans need more of.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to that. So I think he's gonna mesh really well, regardless of what he holds, because he seems to be a balanced offensive unit. He has healing. He's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm more so surprised with him that they seem to have completely gotten rid of the synergy with Sun Family outside of a full Goku team. because obviously full Goku team gets the job done. Because he wants to be alongside only Saiyans.
Yeah, I agree.
Which also, I guess, would hinder his usefulness on GT if you're using like Omega, for the record. Or Saiyan.
Yeah. Again, I think the GT team is going to be in a scenario where you just throw them all together, and then whoever, you think is going to be an advantageous scenario with the colors, you just bring them, and then it's going to work no matter what.
Yeah. GT's going to be stupid.
Yeah,
like,
I
they're
think
really good.
It's hard to say what team's going to be the best, but I think GT is going to be in the discussion alongside like God Key and Future and Fusions and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's going to be Fusion Warrior. Like honestly, I don't think it's going to be even really particularly super close. Only other competition I think is going to be LOE.
Yeah, I was going to say LOE is going to be up there too.
Yeah. It's the only other competition is LOE. But other than that, I think Future is going to be up there, and GT for sure is going to be in that discussion too. But what I will say about this team is, last thing on the statement for this guy, I want to pour one out for Baby Vegeta. I want to pour one out for Baby.
Oh, the green one.
Yeah, I want to pour one out for Baby Vegeta, bro. This is so unnecessary.
I mean,
want to pour one out.
He had his long-lived reign of terror. He was a pretty big menace on the ladder past few seasons.
The funny thing about him is like, oh, he's so cool to me because Saiyan's finally getting support. All of a sudden, they start dropping a bunch of Saiyan supports.
You want to know the funny thing about him is they dropped Super Baby 2 and then they dropped like the transformation prior to that, and he was just nowhere to be found.
And then also they hampered him by not letting him be on regen, which is also good, but like his team viability, like he only wants to be on like Saiyans and GT.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, come on now. And then on top of that though, they made him a buffer, but like they immediately dropped a bunch more. Feet Ku came out, Zenkai 7 Goku comes out. It's like, dude, no reason to run that guy.
Yeah, he was pretty much dead on arrival.
Yeah, pouring out.
All right, well, there's Goku. What do we got next?
Oh, champ!
Okay, so we're going into some new hero units, which we haven't seen. Oh boy, when did Nail come out?
Yeah,
it's like
before
a year.
That, we hadn't seen any since launch, for the record.
Yeah, it's been.
Well, in that area.
You know what's funny is they don't release a new hero unit. It's like, okay, so since launch, they released exactly one new hero unit, I believe, and that was Nail. Now we get to the second anniversary, and they just all of a sudden released 3.
Yeah.
It's weird. So now we're at the point where we have Hercule. I'm just going to pull up Videl as well. So Videl is also a new hero unit. We talked about Tao on your video, who's also a new hero unit as well.
Yep.
The thing about Hercule, right? His stats are clearly beyond trash. Like 800, or he has almost less than 100,000 in like all 3 of these stats. That's like that's terrible. Hilarious. Like even like look at Videl. Like Videl has 177,000 strike, and Hercule has like actual garbage. We don't know what his kit is. So this is not really going to be
physical blast. Is that the rocks?
Yeah, that's 100% what that is. Like I'm not going to say anything about this guy because we don't have his kit, but like
he's gonna have a dumb kit like the Sparking Bro. He's gonna be so good.
He only buffs Majin Buu. Double attack.
Yeah, double attack from Majin Buu.
And you know what else? I would not be surprised if every single one of his uniques and main ability things is just all buffing Buu.
What color is he? Blue?
Yeah.
Oh, blue, purple. Nah.
I mean, you just run him with Zenkai Buu, and Zenkai Buu like kills you within the lock period. Like, imagine if all of his uniques are
out gives 150% strike damage to Majin
like
Buu for one card.
Yeah, what if all of his uniques are just buffing Buu units, and then his main ability is like,
when
like
defeated, buff Majin Buu.
Yeah, I don't know, like this
guy's gonna be there with heroes. They don't really do anything. Like even not Shallot, but Nail had like one unique. Like they don't do anything.
Well, Nail is just support, right, for Shallot, pretty much.
And when he's defeated, he gives buffs.
Yeah,
He might have another one, but they don't really give them more than like a sentence. So that one sentence, he better make it count.
Yeah. Well, that's Hercule. We have Videl. Videl is more so a generic hero unit. Again, we don't have her kit, but she is buffing, the 100% to, I think that's
strike D.
Strike defense. Yep. Okay, so at this point, it's pretty much confirmed we're going to be getting one of every stat plus 100% at 14 star. So
Blast attack is the only one missing now.
HP.
Oh, HP, yeah. We talked
and
about that minus 2.
and health restoration. If you want.
In before crit. HP crit like SSG.
Special move
50%
cost.
split. Oh my god.
It's minus 100. The special move cost.
Let's move on. I'm not doing this.
Okay, we'll actually talk about him last. So we'll talk about Sin Shenron. You can tell it's Sin Shenron because he has the Dragon Ball on his head. This guy's stats are actually very bad for an EX. We'll go back to the...
not looking that bad, but that attack is horrible.
Yeah, he's a defense type, which is why his stats aren't really the best. But like all the new EXs, like you have Vegeta here, Gogeta's here, Trunks is here, and then
Broly #1.
Yeah, I mean like all the newer ones are up here, and then you just have multiple rows down from there is Sin Shenron. I mean,
Dude,
he's not.
Android 15 is so bad.
We don't talk about him. I mean, his defense is like you look at this, and then you look at something like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and his defense is just way better at the same amount of stars. So I don't know, like, is his kick just going to be like ridiculous, or like what's going to happen with this guy? But just based off of what his Z ability, yeah, I think he's going to be mainly just a bencher, pretty much. So at 2 stars,
has, like the best Z ability of your whole video.
Yeah, at 2 stars he's buffing strike attack for GT, right?
Blast attack.
Shot. Yeah, blast attack for GT. And then he's gaining strike attack. So he's a double attacker for GT. And then he's also buffing Shadow Dragon 10%. So all 50 Shadow Dragons that we have in the game right now are now getting this buff.
I can't wait to run the triple like Sin Shenron team, and they're all going to be stupid good with this guy at a high star level.
Well, you know, we're eventually going to be getting like Nova Shenron, Ice Shenron.
Oh yeah, Oceanus, dual versions.
Yeah. So I mean, this is eventually going to actually mean something. It's definitely not bad now, but I mean, like I don't know. This guy's definitely going to be your go-to bench for GT though. Like we talked about the GT team is just going to be the Super Baby 2, both old Super Saiyan 4s, the new GT, the new Goku and the new Omega. This guy could actually be the 6th unit if you want to just completely kick out Sin Shenron.
Click load more right there because the tag is fully right there. Like all the GT units are right here. Like it's really interesting when you look at this grouping of characters because you like you said we have a lot of options. Like, you can do double D if you really need that with Super 17. You have strike attack and defense.
Well, doesn't Sin also give double defense?
Shenron he might be double D. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he is.
There's a lot of options, man. This team is going to be just very powerful, even if you're not bringing every fighter in.
He's blast attack.
Attack. That's interesting, considering the other ones are, like, melee stuff.
I mean, you could also do this, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's strike attack and defense. Like, there's a lot of options.
He's a lower value, though, 22.
Yeah, because the Sun Family tag ruins it.
I'm thinking this guy's who you want to use as your bencher.
Double attack, well, triple attack technically for, Sin and Omega, but double attack for GT overall is nuts. And the biggest thing about this is he picks it up at 3-star and not like freaking 6. He picks all that up at 3-star.
I mean, if you get this guy to 6-star, like if you pump in I actually might consider pumping in my multi-Z powers into this guy.
He's got to have one of the best Zs in the game, I think.
I mean,
probably top 15.
You get him to 6-star, he's literally giving 40% of strike attack to Omega.
I'm upset you didn't laugh at that. Top 15. I thought you were going to be like, what top 15? That's not even like a... No, yeah. He's an insanely good Z ability. He almost reminds me of EX Zamasu, where it's like, dude, you definitely would run this dude if you can. Yeah,
I think once we figure out like how good Omega's going to be, at that point, then we go back and we're like, okay, yeah, it's definitely going to be worth pumping your multi-Z powers into this guy. Because like at this point, it's really hard to say because if Omega is going to be trash, which he's not going to be trash, but like if he's not going to be like super top tier, then it's probably not worth investing into this guy. But if Omega ends up being like one of the best units in the game, then I would say might be worth looking into this. So there's Sin Shenron. Now we get to
the Big Daddy Gogeta Blue.
LF Gogeta Blue, quadruple transforming Gogeta Blue into Kaioken Gogeta Blue. No, I'm just kidding. I don't just to quickly rant about this because I don't want this video to go on forever. So they released Vegeta Blue as the main unit for the anniversary. That's just who it is. We knew it was kind of coming, like it was kind of obvious. But there was a lot of people who were disappointed that they didn't include any Gogetas in the anniversary, because Vegeta was obviously favored in this game.
Dude, every Vegeta is better than every Gogeta in the game. It's not even funny.
Yeah. And I mean, take a look at the first Vegeta they released was Super Vegeta, and then alongside the free one, which is just like, that was like the best combo ever.
Yeah.
Then you got the transforming one, which came out, recently, and then you get this LF Vegeta Blue. And meanwhile, Gogeta has like Green Gogeta, who was like not even. I don't want to say dead on arrival, but he pretty much was dead on arrival. Red Gogeta was good for like a month. Who else? And then you get the Blue Gogeta, who's he's probably the best aging Gogeta we have.
Yep.
But he's not like dominant in it by any means. He never really was, to be honest. Like, he was good when he came out, but like he wasn't like the best unit in the game.
Yeah, he could be dealt with.
And then you get this. They released Vegeta Blue as the main LF for the anniversary, and people are like, "Oh, I wish it was, instead of Vegito, this time it was a Gogeta." And they're like, "Oh, you wanted a Gogeta? Ha ha ha! Here's EX base form Gogeta from the Broly movie, by the way. Not even like Fusion Reborn Gogeta. Like, this is the character that we want, or that a lot of people wanted.
Just not the right version.
Yeah, to me, like I don't mind getting this guy as an EX unit, and I'm sure a lot of people don't mind
not
it.
Not at all.
The issue that I have is like, if I'm part of like the team that schedules out these units and like when they come out, like this sends a message to people that like we don't care about Gogeta. That's what this says to me. Because you're directly like you're releasing this guy alongside Vegeta Blue, and it's like this guy just gets overshadowed the instant he releases. So I mean, we don't know what his kit is, so it's really not fair to say that, but he's not going to be better than Vegeta Blue. I'm 100% sure about that.
Also, he's red, so like his competition is stupidly big. Like, he's not going to fit.
Yeah, he's not going to be better. I'm going to be 100% honest. He's probably not going to be better than the base form Vegito.
And I was going to say Gotenks and then Vegito, and then even then, like, is he better than Omega?
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably not even going to be better than Omega for this. I mean,
and if you really, really want to dip down, is he better than Fusion 13 as well? Like, he has very stiff competition immediately.
So, and in addition to that, I mean, he holds a Strike and Blast, whatever. Fusion Warriors getting Strike Attack, okay, whatever. Fusion Warriors, and this is
he has a good Z ability though. I like it.
Yeah, this is the first unit. This is important though. This is the first unit in the game that is buffing just the Fusion tag, not Fusion Warrior, Fusion, and that is
insanity.
that is not Patara. That is Finger Fusion units.
Dance.
Yeah, Fusion Dance.
He's gonna be nuts when we finally do get that Gogeta Blue.
So this is an indication to me that they're eventually going to want to split this tag up. Yeah. Right? Or at least somewhat. Like, I could see us...
We saw the same with Dokkan, though, and what they did for Realm of Gods.
Yeah, I think Legends did it way smarter than Dokkan, to be honest, because they started the tag as one tag, because they knew they didn't have enough, like, differentiation. Like, just the amount of units that they had in, like, the main tag wasn't... You couldn't differentiate that, right? So...
No. I was saying, like, Realm of Gods and how they built out...
Oh, right. Yeah. But
same thing.
I think this is going to go down the path of what we saw with this, to be honest. I don't think they're ever going to make a team that's purely just a Fusion Dance team, because it's just never going to really work too well. I think it's going to be more so along the lines of this and, like, Universe 2, where it's just an extra buff that he's giving to, like, Fusion Dance units. And we'll see the same to Patara at some point, too. Which is interesting. I mean, I don't think this Z ability is, like, groundbreaking, because it's... When you're not buffing Vegeta Blue, or you're not buffing this guy, or you're not buffing Kefla, or even this guy, like, those are your main units. Even like Fusion Zamasu probably is going to fit on here too.
That also epitomizes what you're talking about with Fusion, the clear Vegito favoritism. Yeah. Like, look at that. Look at that list of characters. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care either way about Gogeta or Vegito. It's interesting that it's like, literally not a single Gogeta is better than a single Vegito.
Yeah, it's not even close. And that's my point. That's my point. Because I don't care that this guy's gonna be an EX unit. Like, it's I'm completely fine with that. It's just, I think this does send a message. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think they were like, yeah, we hate Gogeta, so we're just gonna release this guys. And yeah, like that's definitely not what they were thinking. Like, I feel like they just need to be smarter about these sorts of things, because this is whether they meant to do it or not, this is gonna upset people, for sure. I already saw people that are upset about it, so that's what we got for the new units here. Then we have this banner. I'm not gonna go super in depth about this banner because this video is already 30 minutes long. Beerus is getting a higher rate. It's the same match as Pack Z that we already saw, but Beerus is getting a double rate. Basically, he was 0.25, now he's 0.5. On the guaranteed step, he has a higher than a 7% rate. That is insane. It's only half of the other units. So I don't recommend summoning on this banner because the anniversary is obviously like, less than a week away at this point. But if you're
I wouldn't blame anyone.
I'm just gonna say this: if your Beerus is at 6 stars, you might want to consider summoning. I don't know what your thoughts are about that.
No, go for it.
Yeah,
for sure. That's how I feel.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who doesn't really care about the anniversary. Like, if you don't care about like Vegito or like GT, and your Beerus is at like 5 or 6 stars, then I would maybe consider summoning. Actually, I don't even think it's possible for Beerus to be at 5 stars, but whatever. Then we have this, which is the free banner, right? I think this is what they were talking about in the video. So this banner has every unit in the game. This is exactly what I said I didn't want to see. I don't know if it's every unit in the game, but it's most units in the game. Like, look how many Sparkings are on this banner. Yeah, we have the almighty Deborah here. He's not on the tag.
Powerful opponent Deborah makes his appearance.
Yeah, I mean, this is whatever. Just obviously you're gonna do your summons, and whatever you get, and there's nothing to really talk about here. They finally decided that this guy deserved to be in the game still. Same with Vegeta.
Yeah. Yeah, he's finally back on a banner.
First time ever that he's returned in like 5 months. So there's that. Then we have this equip. This equip's actually really good. Where do you even get this?
Good.
It doesn't even
say.
It's weird. Maybe from the new.
Oh, PvP.
Oh, right, the PvP.
PvP is resetting them.
So this equip, I don't recall another equip that has health to Saiyans. So.
No, Saiyans had to always piggyback off that 17 equip.
Oh yeah, the blast one. Yeah, that had health.
Yeah, they had to piggyback off that.
Yeah, everyone used that. And then that is an awakening. And the funny thing is, it's better on awakened.
Yeah, but it takes off Saiyans. They no longer can use it.
Yeah. So this equip's good. Yeah, it's just it's a very defensive equip. But maybe somebody like, I don't know, who's a defensive Saiyan? Maybe like the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku could use it. I don't know.
Yeah,
this guy.
But nonetheless, though, defense equips are still good.
Yeah.
At any level, just because that added HP and stuff like that is gonna just give your non-tanky units at least just a little bit more to where sometimes they just live.
Yep.
So I generally recommend using at least one of those on a character. So.
And then this is the new event that we're getting. I don't know if all the data is in the game because we have like, the first stage literally there's nothing here, and then we have. This is what I mentioned on the part 1, because we have ally party units that you can use. You can actually use Trunks. You can actually use Goku here. So what this tells me is this is going to be similar to how the first anniversary event was, where you could test out Super Vegito. You can actually use these guys prior to them getting released on the banners, which is cool. In terms of what the events can actually be, I have no idea. Like, you get a Cyberman over here, like, I don't know what's going on. Just a bunch of stages. This is obviously not complete data, I don't think. This is literally nothing, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. You have anything you want to add, or are we good to wrap up?
No, that's it.
All right, well, we're going to have to come back and do another one of these once we get the full kits accessible, because as you guys saw, there's nothing here, so... Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll sorry for a little bit of a longer video, but there's just so much stuff to go over. So,
and before Vegeta Blue is still hidden, and he's gonna drop.
Just yeah, this guy's gonna Zenkai into Vegeta Blue or something. I don't know. All right, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.
Peace.